So there are some skeletons in Brittney's closet that appear to be coming back to haunt her. And namely, it is this question, this query that, again, allegedly, but apparently Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man.
Brittney Griner might have just blown up her entire WNBA career, and this time, no one's coming to save her. We're not talking about a missed shot or a heated scuffle on the court. We're talking about a full-blown breakdown that started with a foul and exploded into one of the most controversial, jaw-dropping scandals women's sports has ever seen. This isn't just about her beef with Caitlin Clark. This is about medical revelations, AI-detected anatomy, league silence, and now a crushing suspension that has flipped the entire WNBA on its head. Griner went from being the face of the league to the eye of a storm that just keeps getting darker. And Caitlin Clark? She's smack in the middle of it. So here's the wild part. What if I told you Brittney Griner's trash white girl comment wasn't the real scandal? What if the real damage was done off the court?
Brittney Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia, in a man's prison, which I had no idea.
Is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet that she probably wants to stay hidden.
Through an old Instagram post, medical reports, and AI software that couldn't tell if she was biologically female? Yeah, this goes way deeper than anyone expected. So buckle up, because what we're about to break down could change how we see the WNBA forever. Before we dive into the chaos, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button and subscribe for nonstop coverage of everything they don't want you to know about women's basketball. Let's get into it. In the final quarter of a heated matchup between Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream, the WNBA spotlight fell not just on the scoreboard, but on a slow-motion moment of undeniable clarity. Brittney Griner, a towering figure in the league, fouled out. But it's what she said, no, what she mouthed, that set the internet ablaze. Crystal clear footage, multiple lip-reading experts confirming it. The phrase, "trash effing white girl," directed at Caitlin Clark, the rookie who's been turning the entire league into must-see TV. And just like that, Griner wasn't the story of perseverance anymore. She was the story of racial double standards, league favoritism, and a scandal too big to hide. A now resurfaced Instagram story from Griner's own account, posted 109 weeks ago, and archived for over 2 years, has reignited something far bigger. In it, she's topless.
Let me see something real quick. Brick! Thank you! Get the hell out of here, yo! Yo! Jab stepping, it's the Brick. Swing and a miss!
Oh!
Yo, I ain't gonna fake it right now.
Swag is down for the count. Let's get it.
Got my hand right here.
Oh!
Swag, Brittney. Let me see something real quick.
Now, usually Instagram would flag this as female nudity, right? But it didn't. The AI detection systems, which are trained on millions of images to recognize gendered anatomy, did nothing. Why? Because the system didn't classify the chest shown in that video as female. This isn't speculation. This isn't conspiracy. This is automated recognition failing to see Griner as a biological woman. Medical professionals saw it too, and they began to dig. Here's where the science enters, and where everything starts to come apart for Griner. Doctors who specialize in gender-based sports performance began analyzing her body, her frame, her movement, and what they found is terrifying. They looked at her jawline, her shoulder width, her skeletal frame, all of them extremely rare in biological females, even elite athletes. Her chest structure in the topless footage, lacking indicators of female physiology, even in post-op patients. Then came her voice, deep and powerful. Her movements, mechanically aligned with what sports medicine calls male-biased biomechanics. Her recovery times from injuries, faster than what's typical for female athletes. Her endurance, her muscle mass, all consistent with what professionals categorize under male athletic traits. They weren't guessing, they weren't speculating, they were observing, and what they saw was undeniable. Then came the psychologists, because it wasn't just the body, it was the behavior. Experts in competitive psychology reviewed the footage of the Caitlin Clark incident. They saw more than just aggression. They saw calculation, control, a predator's patience and precision. This wasn't emotional, heat-of-the-moment competition. This was something darker, deeper. Behavior that, according to experts, is commonly linked to people struggling with identity crises or those hiding something fundamental about themselves. Suddenly, Griner's silence after the viral moment wasn't mysterious, it was telling. And while the evidence mounted, where was the WNBA? Nowhere. This is the same league that once launched an immediate investigation into supposed racist chants from Indiana Fever fans. An incident later proven false. But here, with crystal clear video, medical red flags, and psychological evaluations, nothing. Not one statement. Not one investigation. Just silence. Because protecting Griner was easier than facing the truth. But silence doesn't erase evidence. And silence can't stop karma. Then suddenly it happened. 3 games. That was the suspension the league handed down to Griner. Weeks after the incident, after viral outrage forced their hand. And Griner herself? I got 3 games. I'm not disputing that. But here's what you weren't told. That suspension wasn't just about Caitlin Clark. It wasn't about one elbow. It was about a pattern, a protected veteran now under a microscope. The league had the contract language the whole time. They could have acted earlier, but they didn't. Not until it started costing them money. The fallout was brutal. Endorsements canceled. Speaking gigs vanished. Corporate sponsors started pulling out quietly one by one. The league, desperate to protect its future, was forced to choose. Clark, who brought millions of new viewers, or Griner, now a liability. They chose survival. And Griner? She started to unravel. Her complaints about fan noise, suddenly viewed as whining from someone not used to being challenged.
Brittney Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad.
Yeah,
She called her a trash, expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yes, trash, white girl. Trash, blanking white girl is what she says.
Her history of entitlement, now read through a new lens. Her past protected status, shattered. And then came the final blow. Medical professionals now called for full biological verification. Chromosome testing, hormone panels, skeletal scans. The kind of testing that could strip her legacy down to dust. And if those tests confirm what many suspect, every award, every medal, every record, invalidated. What would that mean for the athletes she competed against? For the teams she beat? For the players she injured? Caitlin Clark wasn't just elbowed. She was assaulted by someone potentially operating under an unfair biological advantage. You begin to see what's really at stake here. It's not just a career, it's a cover-up. And that cover-up, it's crumbling. Behind closed doors, Griner's teammates aren't celebrating. They're scrambling. The people who once defended her are now distancing themselves. Coaches caught between public loyalty and private fear. Agents revising strategies. Endorsement firms quietly rewriting contract language to protect themselves from future fallout. No one wants to be next, because everyone's watching. The league, once thought to be a safe haven for star behavior, is now a battleground of accountability. But it doesn't stop at home. Griner represented the U.S. in international play. If she competed under false pretenses, if those medical red flags are verified, what happens to her records? Her medals? And what message does that send to other countries? The U.S. traded a convicted arms dealer to bring her home. And in return, she sparked a scandal that could stain American basketball on the global stage. All eyes are on the WNBA now, not for gameplay, but for governance. And then there's Caitlin, the rookie who kept her mouth shut while being elbowed, insulted, and racially targeted. She didn't lash out, she didn't retaliate, she just kept playing and winning. Now finally, she's seeing the league take action. Maybe too late, but still, it's happening. And you can feel the tide turning, the fans rallying, the sponsors shifting, the players thinking twice before calling her names on live TV. She may be the rookie, but she's also the reason the WNBA is still standing. Let's be real. This whole situation with Brittney Griner is a massive shift in how the WNBA is forced to deal with reality. For years, Griner was basically untouchable. She survived scandals, international arrest, media drama, and never really faced consequences. But now, the shield is gone. Why? Because the league finally has something bigger to protect. Caitlin Clark and the wave of attention and money she's bringing in. The craziest part is how fast it all flipped. Griner went from being the symbol of WNBA toughness to a walking PR disaster. And it's not just about behavior anymore. It's about biology, science, and questions the league has been too scared to ask for years. The same league that built entire campaigns on inclusivity is now stuck trying to explain why its most protected player may have bypassed the very rules meant to keep the sport fair. And Clark? She didn't have to throw punches or clap back. She just played her game, and the spotlight followed her, not Griner. That quiet confidence might be what finally forced the league to act. Because if they didn't, they risked losing the only thing keeping people watching. This scandal isn't just a bump in the road. It's a wake-up call for the WNBA, for its stars, for its fans. The game is changing, the rules are shifting, and the era of silent protection is over. The WNBA just proved that no one, not even Brittney Griner, is above the game. And that's a wrap on this wild ride. Now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think Brittney Griner's WNBA career is officially cooked after this whole situation? Or can she somehow bounce back? And here's the real question. Should the league start requiring full biological testing for all players? Or would that just open up a whole new can of worms? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm diving into every single take. And hey, if you were glued to this breakdown, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single twist in the saga. We've got more drama, more updates, and way more truth bombs coming your way. Oh, and hit that bell so you're always the first to know when things get messy. Catch y'all in the next one, because trust me, this story, far from over.